morning, y'all. What's happening? It's your girl, Andrea Mason. Can you tell me why? I don't even know. I posted something. If y'all saw it, I posted, hey, y'all, I'm attempting to go live, half past live stream on Facebook and YouTube. And when I went to check it to make sure I was on time for y'all, it said, what did it say? It said, we removed your post due to rules. See why. And it said something along the lines, let me see. It goes against community standards on spam. Okay. Well, I'm a little affected by that because let me see. The reason why I'm affected because there are so many restrictions, like beyond belief in everything now, and it's kind of concerning. So before I jump into it, I just kind of want to say, can we have the ability to do something? Because it's not only is our attention span 1% less than a goldfish, but now everything we do has to be approved. Just me. All right. I digress. The sun is coming up. I'm shifting my channel. I'm changing my mode of attention and intention. And so I started off the post wishing that you can read it as the sun is rising. I said, it's the start that stops us. Y'all know I'm a diehard fan of football. No shame, no hate. I am a diehard bleed blue New York Giants fan. Yes, from way back when. I just love everything about them. I love everything. Win, lose, drama, not drama, the whole kit and caboodle. And I was also like amazed when I actually went to the training camp a couple of years back to back and just met the players. They were so humble and authentic, and the elite of the elite that I met player was definitely Eli Manning. And for all y'all that know, he was the quarterback for NFL, New York Giants football. And regardless of his trials and tribulations, we won 2 Super Bowls, and it was just a class act. You can dive deeper in or choose not to. So the reason why I say that is because Don Shula, the former American NFL coach, he was quoted and stated that it's the start that stops us. And how many of you out there have dreams, goals, aspirations, a book they want to do, a record they want to cut, a story they want to write, a message they want to share? But again, it's the start that stops us. I'm not good enough. I don't know if I have the skills. I don't know if I have the funding. I don't know if I have the money. I don't know if anybody's going to invest in me. And so that is true. The start stops us. But today is Friday. And I want to talk about, yes, it's the start that stops us. But yet it's the finish. It's the finish that gets us to the next level. How many of y'all, show in the comments, have these goals that we want to attain, these goals we want to achieve, these goals we want to take to the next level, whether it be in our business, our relationship, our livelihood, our health, our wellness? And we start, then we stop. We start, then we stop. And one prime example, hello, Mr. Sun. One prime example is when we are, again, at the top of the year. Wow, guys, it's September 12th. We have like less than 3 months, October, November, December. Yeah, math is not my strong suit. And time means nothing. And we have like 3 months until the next year. But what happens at the top of the year? We're at our New Year's Eve parties. We're celebrating with friends. This year is going to be a year. You're going to have a tagline. Mine for this year was 2025. I'm going to thrive. And then what happens? Life happens. Time happens. Incidents happen. And we get lost in translation on obtaining those goals that we set out for ourselves. First and foremost, one of the things that I apply all the time is confiding in my tribe and saying, all right, guys, my team, this is what I want to achieve. This is my goal for this quarter, and this is what I want to achieve. Hold me accountable. You know, we all have coaches have coaches, etc. And so I am able to stay on track. Secondly, the reason why we put that out in the universe to others is because we'll say it to ourselves, but if you're anything like me, I'll put others first before I'll achieve my goals because I want to see them succeed. I want to see them do well. I want to get them to their next level in life. Especially, excuse me, for women, they put their families first, their friends first, because they want to see that joy and spark in success. Pardon me. Orange juice. So when we think about it, we want to make sure when we finish, we have some sort of level of opportunity to put it out into the universe, into your faith system, belief system, whatever that looks like. Have someone you trust who's not going to console you and say you're amazing. You're going to have someone who's going to hold you accountable. And you know what? You set out this goal for this timeline. How are you doing with it? Where do we stand? We've got 10 days left. We've got 2 days left, whatever it may be. And then what happens is we kind of tread away from that. And so when I do my line of work on Fridays, if y'all are with me, you know I reach out. Hey, checking in. It's Friday finishes. What are your finishes? And for those out there that are meticulous and organized, we have a checklist. I have checklists upon checklists upon checklists upon checklists on every method of platform that I have. I mean, check it out. It's color coordinated. It's synced with my family, synced with the people I work with, and I hold myself accountable. But what happens is a lot of us start projects and there's 8 to 10 projects that are 50%, 70%, 80%, even some that are 95%, 99%, and life happened and it got interrupted. So I want you to take the initiative today. I want you to choose to press play, plan life according to you on every realm. And what the beauty of it that I've studied in social work and psychology is not only are checklists helpful, but there's a sense of achievement and an incentive to cross out or check that box. Neighborhood dogs are walling out and the roosters are crowing. So pardon the external noise. It's nature. It's the mountains. And so what are you doing to finish? What are you doing to follow up? You know, one of my coaches says the fortune in business, in the business world, the fortune is in the follow up. What are you doing to make sure that you're following up with your clientele, with your colleagues, your affiliates, if it's in the personal realm, your family and friends? How are you following up on the tasks and agendas that you want to achieve? So when we look at this, we want to keep in mind 3 things. The power of 3. First is prioritize. And I'll put this in the notes afterwards. We want to prioritize what is important to us. You know, there is a realm, you know what, because I'm not going to remember this. I'm putting it now on my notes. Prioritize. See, I have to do a checklist. And when we prioritize things, it's a matter of needs, I believe, musts and wants. And so when we look about needs, musts and wants, you're watching me live, take notes. The needs is something we need to do. We need to pay our bills. We need to make sure all of our entities and resources are maintained, vehicle, our home, our health, and so forth. Must is I must meet deadlines accordingly, whatever that looks like, for your family school dates, for your work dates, for your appointments, for your projects. And then wants is I want to have this quota or this item by the holidays. We're approaching the holidays, I know, but it's kind of crazy. And so when we prioritize that, we have the ability to look visually, for those visual learners, of what is prioritized and important. Then the second one is that I'm going to keep it alliteration because you know I love alliteration, is so we talked about prioritize, and we must have patience. And this is something that we tend to dismiss, and that's what affects our mood. Sometimes we put into effect the goals we want to achieve, and if it's a collaborative effort, we are working with others and life has interrupted them or life has affected them, and we have to be patient. So that deadline may have to be postponed or delayed. And when we have patience, patience allows us to shift our mindset, allows to set the tone and set the mood. Because if we don't have patience, we get frustrated, we get angered, and then we just either toss our hands up and say, forget it, I'll put it on the back burner, and it gets delayed, it gets, it's no longer a priority. And that can affect the level of success when we are moving the needle towards progress as opposed to perfection. So whether you're a solopreneur that, you don't have a team and you're just starting out, it takes time to progress and have success. If you're in a group setting with, whether it's in the business world, the familial world, the relationship world, or with yourself, you have to have patience that things take time, that it's not going to happen overnight. And for those faith-based individuals, time is of the essence. It's really non-existent. And then finally, the last one that I love is taking pride in your work. Taking pride that, I have successfully achieved A, B, and C. I was originally here, but now I am here. And when we take pride in our work, that's an initial innate incentive. I looked at my checklist and I was able to check things and I was able to achieve things. And then those, going back to a couple of days ago, is what I talk about, habitual rituals, where we have the opportunity of habitual rituals where we can achieve success. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is that kind of day. Morning, Jonah. What's going on? It's chilly, but I'm refraining. I do have my blanket. It's 55 degrees Fahrenheit. By the way, y'all, I don't know, y'all didn't correct me, but yesterday I said the degrees and I said Fahrenheit and Celsius. So for those of you who don't, morning crew, for those of you who don't know, numbers is not my friend, nor is technology, hence the situations where I am. So getting back on track, it is important that we apply the Friday finishes and put it in Friday. A lot of us, for most of us, whether we're home-based or hybrid or completely in office, there's far and few that have Fridays off, but usually the Fridays are like a half day or you leave early. So apply these methods. Apply these methods where we have the opportunity to make great change, make progress towards success and believe that there's no such thing as perfection. Because if you know somebody that's perfect, let me know. I need to meet with that person ASAP to hold me accountable to get my stuff in order. So that's where I'm at today. That's where I'm at for Friday. You know, again, it's the start that stops us, that the NFL former coach of American football says, Don Shula, he says it's the start that stops us. And for many of y'all, that is true, because you have these dreams, you have these ideas, and the only one that's blocking you in real time and real talk is yourself. But I'm talking on a Friday about the finishes and the follow-ups. Because when you follow up, you have it's kind of like a domino effect. When you have a follow-up, then you know what the next action and course to take. But when you have a finish, then that instills and ignites the momentum. What's next? What else can I achieve? And as I broke it down into 3 categories on how to achieve the finishes, is number 1, y'all heard me, prioritize your passions. What is the progress that you need to take? And in that priority, it would be in the realm of needs, musts, and wants. Needs is something that you need to do. You need to pay your bills by the deadline, or else. You need to take care of your health, or else. You need to, or else. Go to this meeting, or else. Technology, guys, please stop interrupting me. Musts is, I must achieve this by a deadline for work, or I must make sure that I have everything in order for my family in order to get this. Must is, I must reach out to that individual if I want that closing. Wants is, can be something personal. I want this material item. I want this quota by the end of the quarter. I want this result. So that's P, prioritize. Patience, whether you're being patient on the creator, the universe, the belief system, have patience. It's out there with the proper mindset and momentum. I just re-watched The Secret, and the late Gabe Proctor truly saved my life. So rest in peace. Shout out to him. When I was on the hospital bed, patience is a virtue, because when you're in a teamwork, or you're working for a company, with a company, or head of a company, you have to have patience and meet people where they're at. Patience when you're putting something into the universe, no matter how big or how small. Once you execute it, it's on your time to take action, but the world will serve you as deemed fit. And then finally, pride. Celebrate the milestones. Celebrate the milestones that you have made over the course of time, because again, it's the start that stops us. It's the finish that rewards us. But what are we learning during the journey? You've heard me say this before. I've heard this from others. Apply what you teach. I teach so many things. I coach and I speak all over the world. And I have to discipline myself to either play back that video, play back that message, review that email that I have relayed to them, and apply it into my own life. And if we don't look at the finishes, look at that checked box, look at that checked schedule, look at those crossed out tasks that you've achieved, then there's no reason to move forward. It's a reward system. It's a emotional and mental achievement, if you will. You know, going back to school, you finished something, you got an award. You finished something, you were prepared. You finished something, you have the next level. I don't have to do it again. Or if it's something of a task, I know now, once I've mastered it, how long it's going to take me if I have to do this again. So in a nutshell, that is, excuse me. Wow, I saw my breath. Wow, it's cold out here. In a nutshell, that's what it is. That's where I am. And like I said, I am going to attempt to do these weekly mornings, because as you know, if you saw the first one, I have, let's see, can I do it? I have shoes on, which ironically, amazingly, if you have hard sole shoes, once you get up in the morning and do all your morning routines, you are more inclined to get stuff done. Because if you don't put those shoes on, your brain is like, all right, I could go right back upstairs and go cuddle in the bed under the covers. All right, I could lay on the couch and binge watch TV. Put on hard-soled shoes, whether that's slippers, whether that's moccasins. Is that, I don't even know if people wear those. Oh, y'all wear Uggs or Crocs or something like that. Those guys, or sneakers. And trust me, shout out to the Fly Lady again. It's a mental transformation. Once you do that, if you are home based, you will get stuff done. Any questions? Shout out to all of y'all who tuned in. Thank you so much. I'm watching and I see a lot of y'all are playing this on playback. Thank you so much. It really helps me grow. I know on the other side of the world, it's kind of prime time, for you guys, and for those stateside stateside, y'all are just waking up or en route or in commute to work. So I thank you so much. I would love to connect with you. I had mentioned, I don't know if Facebook or the social media handles have bumped it. I don't understand the algorithms. But if you are interested, connect with me. I have a lot of opportunities coming down the pipe. And my finish is to get the biggest external drive to start shifting things over there, because all of my devices are at max. So that's my checklist for the next 24, 48 hours. With that being said, I appreciate y'all. I am truly grateful. Stay tuned. I'm excited. I've got a couple of events coming up, a virtual event globally, a virtual event on Saturday. And I was supposed to go out today to play on Friday, y'all, but life is interrupted, so that's been postponed. So it's just going to give me more time, I guess. Those who said, you know what, you got to shift all your information to an external drive. That's priority right now. So I will have patience, not get stressed, shift everything over, and then I can celebrate with pride. And I'll be back on Monday. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Those ninja watchers, those who comment, those who connect, I truly, truly appreciate every one of you. I'm going to figure out how to get this on YouTube, because now I don't have the ability to stream to both. And when I said it would be on different platforms, Facebook decided, no, we're not going to let you do that. You can't promote that. We're going to delete your comments. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all. Have an amazing Friday. Have an amazing weekend. And I will see you next week. Be safe. Be well. This is your first choice, your global voice, Andrea Mason, alumna of Les Brown, CEO of Press Play, Plan Life According to You, LLC, and Global Ambassador. All of my information will be found below. You can connect me at this link here. Stay tuned. I'm bringing the world together back in a couple of weeks. I'm excited to relaunch that. And I thank you for all your supporters. I truly am grateful. So hit me up in the comments, DM play on how we can connect any way, shape, or form. And let's grow, and let's grow together. We're better together. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I truly appreciate you. And I will see you. What's today? Today's Friday. I just said a whole thing on Friday. I will see you on Monday. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. If like, share, subscribe, share this out. If you found great value, I welcome your feedback in the comments so I know what content to give you. And I will see you real soon. Thank you so much. Be well.